Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Monuments Man. Today's unit is Battery B, 1st New Jersey Light Artillery, aka Clark's Battery. Clark's Battery has two monuments here at Gettysburg. The first and primary one is located south of town on Sickles Avenue and was erected by the state of New Jersey in June 1888. The second is a bronze tablet located on Hancock Avenue and was erected by the War Department and marks their position on July 3rd. Battery B was engaged in 15 battles throughout the war. The Siege of Yorktown, Williamsburg, Seven Pines, White Oak Swamp, which was part of the 7 Days battles, Malvern Hill, where their commanding officer John E. Beam was killed in action, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, the Mine Run Campaign, the Wilderness, Spotsylvania Courthouse, Cold Harbor, Deep Bottom, and Jerusalem Plank Road, which were part of the Siege of Petersburg. Battery B was mustered into service on September 3, 1861, for 3 years in service. Their first commanding officer was John E. Beam, a veteran of the Battle of Bull Run. He would command the battery until July 1, 1862, when he was killed at the Battle of Malvern Hill. After which, Lieutenant Adoniram Judson Clark was promoted to captain and became Battery B's new commanding officer. After the war, the local Grand Army of the Republic post was named after Captain Beam. Clark's battery had served in most of the Army of the Potomac's major engagements leading up to Gettysburg. They brought 143 men and 6 10-pounder Para rifles to the battle. They arrived on July 2nd with the rest of the 3rd Corps, when General Dan Sickles ordered his corps to advance and take control of the higher ground in his front. Captain George Randolph, the commanding officer of the 3rd Corps Artillery Brigade, placed Clark's battery and Buckland's battery in the field southwest of the Trossel Farm. Sometime around 9:30, Captain Clark moved his battery to be right in the middle of the Trossel buildings and the peach orchard. They remained there until around 2 o'clock, when men of the 3rd Maine informed them that General John Bell Hood's division was seen moving across the Emmitsburg Road roughly 1,400 yards south of the peach orchard. With this knowledge at hand, General Sickles ordered Clark's battery to advance post-haste into the orchard and open fire on the Confederate column. Each of Clark's 6 rifles expended more than its fair share of ammo. The Confederates were bombarded with an odd mix of shell and case shot, with each gun making excellent shots, as said by Captain Randolph. The bombardment caused the rebels to make a hasty retreat. During the engagement, Colonel Freeman McGilvery stated that Battery B, quote, was receiving the most of the fire from 2 or more rebel batteries, end quote. Clark's battery remained engaged for about 5 hours and expended more than 1,300 rounds of ammunition, which is supposedly the most ammunition expended by a single battery during any one day of the war. During the fighting, Captain Randolph was wounded, and Captain Clark took over as commanding officer of the 3rd Corps Artillery Brigade for the remainder of the battle. First Lieutenant Robert Sims became Battery B's acting commander. On July 3rd, they were in line with the Artillery Brigade during the Confederate bombardment and the repulse of Pickett's charge, but were not actively engaged in the fighting. Battery B's total casualties at Gettysburg were 1 killed, 16 wounded, and 3 missing. Now on to the monuments themselves. As I said earlier, the official monument is located south of town on Sickles Avenue in the Excelsior Field. The bronze tablet is located on Hancock Avenue and is just a description of what Battery B did at Gettysburg. The monument on Sickles Avenue was placed on July 2, 1888, by the state of New Jersey and attended by several dozen surviving veterans of Battery B. It stands about 14 feet tall and has a 62-inch by 62-inch base. It's built out of dark granite from Quincy, Massachusetts, and has been sculpted by Frederick and Field. The text on the front reads Clark's Battery, Battery B, 1st New Jersey Light Artillery, 3rd Corps. Fought here from 2 until 7 o'clock on July 2, 1863, firing 1,300 rounds of ammunition. Losses: killed 1, wounded 16, missing 3. Erected by the State of New Jersey, 1888. The text on the back reads, mustered in September 3rd, 1861. Mustered out June 6th, 1865. Engaged in 26 battles, including all the important actions on the Peninsula, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Wilderness, Spotsylvania, Cold Harbor, Petersburg, Appomattox. Both sides of the monument have depictions of a cannon barrel with a cannon ball on the muzzle, and crossed with 2 cannon ramrods. The front of the monument also has a diamond engraved above the text, which is the Corps badge of the 3rd Corps. The top of the monument is decorated with a ring of 13 stars, which wrap around the top. I couldn't find anything which stated what these stars symbolized, but I believe that it is to symbolize the original 13 colonies, of which New Jersey was one. There are 2 10-pounder Parrott rifles on either side of the monument as well. Their position marker on Hancock Avenue looks relatively similar to the headquarters monuments you've probably seen if you've ever been to the battlefield before. The tablet reads, Army of the Potomac, 3rd Corps Artillery Brigade, New Jersey Light Artillery, 2nd Battery. July 2nd, engaged in the action in a field near the Peach Orchard, retired to the rear about 6:30 for want of support. July 3rd, in line here with the Artillery Brigade during the heavy cannonading and the charge and repulse of Longstreet's assault, but was not engaged. Casualties, July 2nd, killed 1 man, wounded 16 men, missing 3 men. Total 20. Now let's cover Battery B's full history. Battery B was organized at Camp Olden in Trenton, in New Jersey, under the command of Captain Beam. On September 3rd, 1861, they were mustered in for 3 years of service. On October 22nd, Battery B completed their training and left New Jersey to perform duties as part of the defenses of Washington, D.C., and were attached to General Samuel Heintzelman's division. Battery B would first see action in March of 1862, during the Peninsula Campaign, and were attached to the Artillery Brigade of the 3rd Division, 3rd Corps, Army of the Potomac. Battles of the campaign in which they saw action include Yorktown from April 5th to May 4th, Williamsburg on May 5th, and Seven Pines, aka Fair Oaks, from May 31st to June 1st. On June 21st, they were stationed at Fair Oaks Station. On June 25th, Battery B was attached to the newly formed artillery reserve of the entire 3rd Corps, and thereafter began the 7 Days Battles. Battery B saw action at the battles of Oak Grove on June 25th, Savage's Station on June 29th, White Oak Swamp and Glendale on June 30th, and Malvern Hill on July 1st. It was during the Battle of Malvern Hill when Captain Beam was killed and Lieutenant Clark took over as commanding officer. After the Peninsula Campaign, Battery B retreated along with the rest of the army to Harrison's Landing and remained there from July to August. Starting in August, they were reassigned to the defenses of Washington yet again, this time as part of the artillery of the 2nd Division, 3rd Corps. From November 10th through 12th, they performed operations along the Orange and Alexandria Railroad. From November 28th through December 11th, they were stationed near Falmouth, Virginia. From December 12th through 15th, they fought in the Battle of Fredericksburg. In January of 1863, Battery B returned to Falmouth and was reassigned to the artillery of the 1st Division, 3rd Corps. From January 20th through 24th of 1863, they participated in the infamous Mud March. From February 5th through 7th, they performed operations at Rappahannock Bridge and Grove Church. Just before the Chancellorsville Campaign, Battery B would be attached to the Reformed Artillery Brigade of the 3rd Corps. From May 1st through May 5th, they fought in the Battle of Chancellorsville. On June 11th, the Gettysburg Campaign began in earnest, and on July 2nd, Battery B's 143 men fought tooth and nail to defend Warfield Ridge from the attacking Confederates. During the engagement, 3rd Corps Artillery Chief George Randolph was wounded. Captain Clark would fill his position and would be replaced as battery commander by Lieutenant Robert Sims. From July 5th through 24th, Battery B took part in General Meade's pursuit of Lee's army to Manassas Gap, Virginia. In August, they were stationed near Warrenton, Virginia. From October 9th through 22nd, they fought in the Bristow Campaign, during which Lieutenant Sims returned to command the battery while Captain Clark commanded the brigade. From November 7th through 8th, they advanced to the Rappahannock. During the Mine Run Campaign, Captain Randolph returned to command the 3rd Corps' Artillery Reserve, allowing Captain Clark to command Battery B once more. Battery B's year would come to a quiet close in December when they were stationed near Stevensburg, Virginia. In March of 1864, Battery B was attached to the 2nd Volunteer Brigade of the Army of the Potomac's Artillery Reserve. This change would not last long, however, and on May 3rd, they would be attached to the Artillery Brigade of the 2nd Corps. This change coincided with the beginning of the Overland Campaign. During the campaign, they fought in the Battle of the Wilderness and Spotsylvania Courthouse, during which they fought at the infamous Bloody Angle and Harris Farm. Other battles of the campaign included North Anna River, Totopotomoy, and Cold Harbor. From June 16th through 18th, Battery B fought in the First Battle of Petersburg. From June 22nd through 23rd, they fought in the Battle of Jerusalem Plank Road. From August 13th through 20th, they took part in a demonstration north of the James River. Now, in military terms, a demonstration means a show of force meant to deceive the enemy, and unlike a feint, it doesn't involve an actual initiated battle. On August 25th, during the Second Battle of Reams Station, Captain Clark was lightly wounded. Battery B would have an uneventful last few months of the year, and would not see any major new orders until March 25th, 1865, when they were stationed at the Watkins House. Now, I'm not certain where the Watkins House is, but I did find a page from the Virginia Department of Historical Resources which describes a Watkins House in Charlotte County, and was owned by attorney and former General Assembly member William B. Watkins. Whether or not this is the corresponding Watkins House, I don't know for sure. From March 28th through April 9th, they fought in the battles of Hatcher's Run, Sutherland Station, Sailor's Creek, and High Bridge. In May, they were moved to Washington, D.C., and on the 23rd, they took part in the Grand Review of the Armies. On June 16, 1865, Battery B was mustered out of service. In total, they had suffered 9 men killed, 1 officer and 8 enlisted, and 23 men dead of disease. Anyways, that's all I have for you on this episode of Monuments Man. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments. And with that, this is the Copperhead Historian, signing off.